So, top 10 things that I've learned from my dad's passing so far. Number 10, it's okay to start bawling in the middle of Costco. Hi, beautiful beings. My name is Polo REO Tate, and some of you know that I just recently lost my dad. Well, right after I finished writing his obituary, there was a stream of consciousness that came through, and I ended up jotting down some of the things that I learned from his passing. In life's infinite wisdom, it offers us really beautiful opportunities to just sort of take a beat and reflect what's important to us. What have we learned from this weirdo human experience, and what I can share with you that came through my heart, since all of us have experienced loss in some form or another, probably quite recently and quite profoundly. So these are the top 10 things that I learned from my dad's passing. Number 10, it is okay to start bawling in the middle of Costco. I found this out experientially. When I went to Costco the last time, I usually call my dad to see what he wants, and I went to reach for my phone and I dialed his number, and I realized that he was not on the other end of the phone, nor was he going to pick up in that traditional sense. And I lost it. And it reminded me that, you know what? Grief is a process. And as much as we hear that, I have very little tolerance for that. I had to really allow myself some grace and space to move through those moments as presently as I possibly could. Because, like number 9 says, grief is a physical thing. It must be wrung from our cells with the baptism of tears. It must be exorcised from our guts with angered expurgation, and it must be purged from our psyche with primal moans. That's literally number 9 that came through me, because in the deepest pain that we feel over the loss of someone we love in the physical presence, you have to wring it from your body and your beingness. Grief is a physical thing. It is a physiological thing. It is so painful. And whether you understand grief from a more holistic sense of, somebody dear to me described it as love with no place to go. Love that had a usual pathway to come through you and out to someone or something in the physical, and that physical being is taken away, then that love that courses through us has to switch up its pathways, and we need to get used to that love being flowed in a different way. And it's painful. Energy moves, that's what it does. And we need to allow it to move to us and through us, so that the emotion doesn't get stuck. Energy in motion. We need to keep it in motion, which means it needs to filter through our beingness. It needs to filter through our bodies. Anything that is stuck causes pain. Anything that is congested causes inflammation, which is pain. Any emotion that we feel, we need to let it pass through our system. Otherwise, it will set up camp and it will become injury, stiffness, stuckness, soreness, dis-ease, illness. It will compromise our immune system. All of those things. Grief is a physical thing. It needs to be allowed to pass through and to move through your cells. And for me, I have had to really allow myself some patience and some space and some grace to allow myself to break down in the middle of Costco, and to try not to stuff it down or tamper it for fear that I may embarrass myself or make others feel uncomfortable, for fear that I will shame the person that I'm with by having an emotional moment. Spoiler alert, we're all human. We all have emotional moments. So just allow it to move to you and through you. Which brings me to number 8. We all need more love, not less. This one seems so simple And yet so often we withhold love from ourselves and others until we perform better, until others do what we want them to do so that we can feel better, out of the need to control, out of the need to protect, out of the need for your desire for somebody to be better or have a better experience, out of the desire for us to be better. We think that withholding love until we perform better, do better, have more, get more, achieve more, will work. And it never does. It never does. We need more love in this world, not less. And it starts by showing ourselves love. So in those moments when you are in a heap of tears that needs to be cleaned up on aisle 7, what we need from ourselves and from others is more love, not less. Which brings us to number 7. Everyone is just doing the best that they can, given their level of awareness and what they have survived and endured. Dear God, let us all have compassion for one another. It's what we want for ourselves and others anyway. It's how we are hardwired to be able to give more love, not less, because we are made of the raw material of love. And every single thing that we experience in life is an opportunity for us to be that love, for us to allow it to flow to us and through us in the innate and natural way that it does. Every single decision that we make, every single thing that we decide to do, every single moment of every single day, all of us are just doing the best we can, given our level of awareness and given what we have survived and endured. It doesn't excuse other people's behavior. It doesn't excuse our own behavior, but it sure as shit allows us to understand it. It allows us to take a beat and have compassion. It allows us to take a beat and respond rather than react to someone's decision, to someone's movement, to someone in traffic who cuts you off. All of us, given our constellation of attributes, everything that we've experienced, all of our wounds, our pains, our patterns, our programming, all of us are doing the best that we can in every given moment, given our level of awareness, meaning how aware we are of our own shit, how aware we are of our own wounds, of our own pain, of our own patterns, of our own programming, of our own conditioning, of our own limited beliefs, how aware we are, and what we have survived and endured. If you take a beat to filter life through that lens, boy, are you able to see the inner children in everybody who surrounds you. Boy, are you able to understand that sometimes you are interacting with people's wounds rather than their essence. Boy, is it easier to understand when somebody flies off the handle. You can take a beat and ask yourself, what kind of pain have they been through in order to feel so disconnected that they have to be so aggressive with another person? Once again, it doesn't excuse their behavior, but it sure as shit allows us to understand it enough to take a beat. And rather than react with that same fire, which begets more fire, take a beat and respond with compassion. It can be boundaried compassion. I'm sorry, right now I have to love you from afar. But compassion nonetheless. Whew. All right. We're all just doing the best we can, people. We're all flying by the seat of our pants, and we're doing the best we can given this life experience, truly. Which brings us to number 7. Yeah, boy. I've heard Kyle Cease say that people don't break your heart, they break your expectations. And it came to me in meditation that people, places, things, the nouns around us, the people, places, and things around us, they don't break our hearts. It's absolutely true. They break our expectations. And this, when you really allow yourself to take this in, my dad didn't break my heart. He broke my expectations that he's going to be around forever. He broke my expectations that he was going to be in his physical body where I could feel him and touch him and hug him and love him and hear his voice and feel his hand on my cheek. He broke my expectations that that was going to be the way that it was forever. And in doing so, it felt like he broke my heart. And in actuality, what we perceive as heartbreak, what we know to be these broken expectations, oh, it only cracks our heart open, which expands our capacity not only to receive love, but also to give it. It expands our capacity. It opens our channel to be able to flow the love that we are to others out into the world. It expands our capacity in infinite reciprocity to be able to receive more love from the world around us. Because it is here and in that beautiful universal reciprocity, it breathes in and out of us because love is who we are. We have to allow things to shatter our expectations, to shatter our hearts wide open. Otherwise, we will never be able to expand our capacity for love. So thank you, Daddy, for being a beautiful example and a beautiful opportunity for me to expand my capacity to give and to receive love. You have taught me so many things, and that is a super profound one of them. Which brings us to number 4. Oh, this is a tough one for a lot of us, given our conditioning, given everything. Death is not the end. It is simply a wardrobe change for life's next act. Death is just a change of clothing. We are infinite, non-physical spirit having a human experience. When I interviewed Riz Mirza, the unbelievable psychic and channel, he often says, we are not spiritual beings having a human experience. We're spiritual beings having a spiritual experience. And I couldn't agree more. Everything in this life experience, human or not, everything in existence, if we are spirit, if we come from one source, depending on what you believe, if we are all one at our essence, how can this experience not be a spiritual experience? And it is in that perceived separation where we feel things like pain, where we feel things like fear, where we commit acts like aggression. It is in that perceived separation, as if there is something different between being spiritual and being human, when we are all one at our core. And when we remember that oneness, then the pain disappears. Death is not the end. It's just a shedding of this mortal coil. It's just a change of wardrobe. Our inner self, our inner being, our higher self, our essence, whatever you want to call it, it exists. It is projecting this human experience as we are living it right here in the density of matter. So when it is time for this to move on, when it is time for this to die, when it is time for this to turn and morph into something else, the essence of us never ceases to exist. And case in point, this morning, I woke up and I drove down to the ocean and I got coffee and I sat there by the ocean listening to the waves on my dad's birthday, and I heard this list that I jotted down on a piece of paper as I finished writing his obituary. And I heard him say, shoot it, share it. And that's what I'm doing now. He is so very present. All of our loved ones who have passed are so very, very, very present. And if we take a beat, and if we breathe, and if we think of them, then you better believe they are thinking of us. Because if death is just a wardrobe change for life's next act, then regardless of where our loved ones are in the theater of existence, whether they be backstage in non-physical or whether they be center stage in the physical right next to us, they are still so heavily and intricately involved in the play that is our life. Call upon them. Ask them to help you in ways that you would in the physical. I couldn't reach my dad via my cell phone in the middle of Costco, but I sure as shit asked for his advice and he answered. And all we have to do is allow ourselves to get still and to get quiet and to ask those things, and they are right there to help us. A dear friend of mine said that when a parent passes, they become phenomenal spirit guides, and I'd never heard that before. And I was like, I wonder what that would look like. And I'm finding out every day, more and more, that my dad is so present and so highly invested in my life still, that he is right there with guidance when I need it. And it's up to me to tune to his vibration. Number 3, we are compassionate by nature. Humans are compassionate by nature. Number 2, humans truly want to help. We want to help others. We are so afraid sometimes, or at least I am, so afraid to ask for help sometimes because we don't want to burden somebody. We don't want to put them out. We don't want to expose our vulnerability. We think that we have to have this highlight reel of life. We think that we have to know everything. We have to be certain about something, that we have to play the expert in everything. Well, I got to tell you, there would be no innovation without diversity in thought, experience, and expertise. There would be no innovation without diversity, period. We are not the expert in everything, but what we are the expert in is our own life. What we can be the expert in is how to process emotion, and when we get to a stopping point, how to reach out and ask for help. Which brings me to number 1. Everything in life is about connection. It's about relationship. And everything else is a means for that to happen. My parents used to say that the most important thing in life are relationships. And I've come to realize the truth in that, and also the deeper levels and deeper layers of that. Meaning the most important thing in life is relationship, and primarily the relationship between our outer persona, what we wear, the wardrobe we wear out into the world, and our inner essence, our inner truth. Because every single person, place, thing, circumstance, or experience, every single thing that we go through is here to bring us closer to the truth of who we are. Every single thing is here to wake us up to our true and authentic essence. And what is authenticity? Authenticity is the in-the-moment realization of that which we truly are. It's an in-the-moment realization of the fact that we are infinite beings with infinite possibilities, receiving from an infinite source. Conscious creators, made from the raw material of love, sovereign, empowered, worthy beyond measure, and absolutely unequivocally free, free, free. Everything that we experience in this life, every person that we meet, every place that we go, everything that we set out to do, every goal that we set, every single interaction that we have is here to bring us closer to the authentic truth of who we are. How comforting is that to know? If you turn on that filter and look at life through that lens, then you realize what an adventure park this life can be. You realize with really big and pivotal and seemingly heavy things that we experience, like the loss of a loved one, we realize that everything that we experience is here to bring us closer to the truth of who we are. And in order to do that, we have to open our hearts, whether it takes a heartbreak, a shattering of expectation or not. It is here to open our hearts so that we can allow the love that we are to flow to us and through us and out into the world. Because the world needs more love and not less. There was a bonus one here in my chicken scratch that I saw, and the bonus number of the 10 things that I've learned from my dad's passing is that now is all there is. Everything that exists here and now, right here, right now. Every single thing is here. There is nothing missing. All that is exists in this now moment. The past has already happened. The future hasn't happened yet. All we have is this present moment. That is the gift that is the present. Everything is available right here and right now. So what do you want to create today? Start with the feeling of it, and then allow yourself to follow the curiosity in that. Start with the feeling of what you want to feel more of. If everything is in existence, if life is this buffet, then what do you want to try today? Follow what tastes good, what feels good. Follow what feels light and fun and easy. Follow that curiosity. Follow what lights you up, and it will never, ever lead you astray. What it will do is it will lead to more and more things that light you up. It will take you on this magical scavenger hunt of soulgasms, which we all are searching for. It will open up your heart. It will bring in experiences that take you closer to the truth of who you are. It will absolutely allow you to hear the guidance from your inner self, from your soul, who is constantly, from the loved ones that have passed, they are constantly flowing you guidance, love, and light that you can follow so that you can allow yourself to live the life that you so rightfully deserve. So, top 10 things that I've learned from my dad's passing so far. Number 10, it's okay to start bawling in the middle of Costco. In fact, it's okay to feel. Whatever you reveal, fucking feel it. When you reveal, you feel, you heal. That is the formula. Let yourself feel it. Break down in the middle of Costco. Chances are I'll be one aisle over doing the same thing. Number 9, grief is a physical thing. Allow it to move through your cells in whatever way is perfect for you. Number 8, we all need more love, not less. Number 7, everyone is just doing the best that they can, given their level of awareness and what they have survived and endured. Number 6, people, places, things, all the nouns in our life, they don't break our hearts. They break our expectations. Number 5, these broken expectations, they crack our hearts open to expand our capacity to both give and receive love. Number 4, death is not the end. It's simply a wardrobe change for life's next act. Number 3, we are compassionate beings by nature. Number 2, we truly want to help. We want to help others. We want to feel needed. We want to feel seen and heard and loved and validated and respected. And we want to feel like we make a difference. So ask for help. Number 1, life is about connection. It's about relationship. And every other thing is a means for that to happen. And the bonus. Now is all there is. Everything that is in existence exists right here and right now. So what do you want to create today? I hope this helps. Let me know what resonates with you and what doesn't. Please feel free to put it in the comments below. Keep this conversation going. And as this morphs, and the more that I learn from these little life experiences that are not so little, that are so profound, that we all have been through, I will add to this list as well. Just remember, you are so, so, so loved. You are love. So how can you not be loved? Thank you all, and thank you, Daddy. Happy birthday. Love you guys.